part of the movement, nigga. A part of fucking highly dysfunctional. The world is highly dysfunctional. How you gonna judge us, nigga? We are who we are, and we are you, nigga. We are Americans, nigga. We are highly dysfunctional because of you, nigga. This is the story, nigga. And y'all have made us, and we are not responsible by ourselves for our behavior, nigga. We have learned from the best. I don't see him. How you gonna judge us, nigga? We are who we are, and we are you, nigga. We are Americans, nigga. We are highly dysfunctional because of you, nigga. This is the story, nigga. And y'all have made us, and we are not responsible by ourselves for our behavior, nigga. We have learned from the best. We have learned from America. Yo, Larry.
What's good, Rock?
What's good? What's good, baby? How you doing?
Everything is love, man. We all set? You got it?
I gotta get the mechanics right. I gotta get the mechanics right. I'm over here making a mess. I gotta get the mechanics right. No matter of fact, I'm gonna go straight to it. I'm gonna go live. Straight to it. So what's going on, family?
Everything is love, man. Just
how you doing, man? I haven't seen you in 1,000 years. I can't even remember the last time I seen you. I know I was really, really young. I don't even think you was the greatest in basketball yet.
Definitely
or
not,
was you always the greatest?
I think last time I saw you, I was still living in the Val, maybe.
These kids, man. But then you went to high school, and but you're older than me. You're older than me, so we didn't go school together. So you, man.
Say it again. You broke up.
How old are you right now?
43.
43. Cool.
It's crazy when you say that out loud.
Yeah, you got me about 2 years, man. So what's going on, man? You the coach of the Clippers right now. You assistant coach, and I just got to get this out the way because I know people want to know.
It's big coming.
What happened in the bubble, man? What happened in the bubble?
Man, chemistry. I say it to you like this, man. Even though this team was put together with championship aspirations and on paper, we had the squad to do it, and we were talented as hell, and we could have did it, and we should have did it. One thing that I was saying way before this team was put together, back when Golden State was winning all those championships, I was saying it don't matter what five you put on the court, the fact that they've been together and they got that chemistry, you're not gonna beat them. It don't matter what kind of talent you put on paper that's gonna go against that Golden State squad, because you can't make chemistry fast forward. And we just didn't have it. You know what I mean? We had some good times, we had some bad times, but we needed to be on our best in that window, and we wasn't. And that's hard to do. So, but the thing is, this is what the people want to know. Did the bubble affect certain people? Emotionally, mentally? Was some people just couldn't adapt to the bubble or whatever it is? I mean, you can go into that, man, but I don't even like to use that as a reason why we lost, because we was in the bubble just like the team we lost to was in the bubble. You know what I mean? Right. And it affected some people positively. Some people do better without the fans and without the distractions. And it affects some people negatively. Sometimes, you know what I mean, some people need to lead a game and go, see some ass or what happened.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They need that motivation.
Exactly. So it's however it was, everybody had the same circumstances. And this is going to be one of the hardest years. Everybody was asking me, if y'all win the championship this year, is it going to be an asterisk? Yeah, and not the way you think, though. This is probably one of the hardest championships to win. You know what I mean? Under the circumstances. You know what I mean? This wasn't our year, but we coming right back. We be right back. It's a short off season. You ain't got no choice. But all right, what about the off season? You got some people, Harold. You got Montez Harold, one of the Morris brothers. Are they up? They on the free agent market too? Yeah. So we actually got Are you gonna keep one or two, or because I'm hearing there's some contract things that you might get done. It depends. You gotta look at it from these guys' point of view. We was this close with a team that was assembled in 1 year. You know what I mean? And, if we keep it together, we could very well win it next year. But also people got to look out for their own best interests and taking care of their family for the long haul. You know what I mean? So you can't be mad at people who leave for that decision. So I'm not sure how it's going to play out at the end. We got a great front office. You know what I mean? We got Jerry West, Lawrence Frank. You know what I mean? We got a great owner. They're going to make the best decisions, and whatever team we put on the floor, we anticipate winning.
Was they equally disappointed, though? Was you guys just, like, disappointed? Like, what was going in when you realized that the team didn't show up in the second half?
You know what, man? I can speak for a lot of.
What did you say?
I can speak for a lot of us. Nobody really thought it was going to happen the way it happened, the way we lost, until the end of Game 7, like the final buzzer. It was one of those situations like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Like,
Oh, y'all got stuck.
like
Was you stuck?
Even when they won the game 5 and 6, you know what I mean? We was like, oh, we all right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even when, 10 minutes left in the fourth, we all right. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just
confident.
Yeah, we was confident. Like, we got arguably one of the best players in the world on the squad. You know what I mean? It's only a matter of time before PG put it together. We got the best bench in the world. Like, we good.
That's true.
Like, we're going to get to the Lakers. We're going to bust the Lakers' ass. Once we bust the Lakers' ass, we're going to shut everybody up. We good money. Like, even now, it's like, oh, shit, like, we're not playing. Like, it's hard to watch.
No, I know. Like, sometimes when you start losing unexpectedly, I remember I can't have nothing to compare to the games you've been in. But as a kid, when you so confident and then you get shocked, I know the coaching staff, we was looking them for answers, and they was just like, and even fighting, like, I've been getting my ass whooped a fight, and I'm tired as hell, and I'm looking for answers, and the coach is just like, yo, you ain't even supposed to be losing right now.
And that's the way it was, man. I hate to say that we took Denver lightly. You know what I mean? We was very well prepared. You know what I mean? Us coaching staff had the guys prepared. Sometimes shit don't go your way, man. Like, what are you gonna do?
Was you dialed in the fourth? Was everybody dialed in? It was nobody, like, you can't say like somebody was distracted loosely. You know what I'm saying? Did everybody look dialed in?
Yo, at the end of the day, you got to say no. Like, you know what I mean? I want to say yes to you so bad, but the answer is really no. Like, or we would have won. Because, like, we a better team. So,
right.
If
That's
we
what
were dialed in, the result would have been different. You know what I mean? We wasn't dialed in. Everybody wasn't in the headspace they were supposed to be in. Like, we had internal shit going on between players, which is normal. It was just bad timing. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
You know?
I feel you. And let me ask you another question, right? So now going forward, what do you think that positions that you need to fill? Going forward, right now, it's because you got the next season. Hopefully the whole bubble thing is gone. And you know what I'm saying? And we got fans, we back to playing. Because I think this year, whoever's going to win is going to be controversial. But y'all lost describes 2020. Like, that's 2020 right now. What fucking happen right now? Exactly. Soon as you say something won't happen, it's going to happen. It's going to happen in 2020. And that's how I feel. And when y'all lost, it was just like, oh, shit. 2020 is real. It's real.
So what are you going to do, man?
That type of performance in the fourth quarter by both of those superstars. So I just wanted to know whether it's a mental thing, times is just fucked up right now. And what if we have Miami and Denver in the championship?
Yo, it's possible. It's possible. That's very, very possible. Like,
they're gonna be the bubble champs. Everybody gonna discredit that shit. Oh, those are the bubble champs.
Yo,
if LA lose, it's the bubble champs.
It's easy to do. We're not there. It's like, yo, it's the bubble. Like, you know what I mean? But as far as, like you said, looking forward, man, we got a great core coming back in Kawhi and Paul George. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We got Pat Beverly still on contract. We got Lou still on contract. You know what I mean? We got Big Zoo in the middle still on contract. So we got a great core. And LA is a destination, man. Like, the free agents that could possibly come is going to be exciting to see who wants to come and who fits. Like, we got the money, we got the space, we got the core. We primed for a quick comeback. Exactly.
I can't wait to see what next year. Now, check this out. Now, let's get back to Larry the Birdman. Let's talk about because, after you went to Fresno, I was still a kid back then. So I used to just hear the stories of, what I'm saying, how you matured and how you started killing people on the court. And I seen the pictures, I seen some things happening. And first question is, as we get to you with the man, do you miss it?
That's a great question, man. And this is the thing. I got so many peers who, played the game, and I heard you talk about this in your interviews as well, who get stuck. You know what I mean? Like when shit don't pan out the way exactly you wanted to, or like the fans ain't clapping no more, or you ain't getting asked on the strength of your name, you know what I mean? Or the money not flowing in the sand. And they do everything they can to like try and stay in that moment and the whole world passing by. You know what I mean? I think one of the reasons why I've been able to be successful is because I've been able to evolve with time. I like to say I've lived 4 lives so far. You know what I mean? So each time that thing comes, I move on. You know what I mean? So I think about my times back then, and I love them, and it was great, but that's what it was. You know what I mean? Like, what's next? I got to keep evolving. I got to keep moving. Like, I can't be back there no more. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I don't miss it per se. I appreciated it. It was great. I love talking about it, but I got to keep moving. What's next for me is how I always like to think.
You know what's cool about this shit, man? I'm talking to you right now, right? And people that don't know, because, I'm from Rockland County, and a lot of people don't know, and the town is a lot different now. It's a lot different right now. It doesn't look the same. So it's hard to just tell people that shit was hard. You know what I'm saying? It was rough when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? Shit was rough. They really trained us roughly. You know what I'm saying? Word. And back then you had a community of people. You know what I'm saying? That's how I met you. That's how I know everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Teray. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, my guy.
People don't know. So for you to be where you are today with all your functions, you know what I'm saying? Not a tragic story. You made it and something crazy happened. Like you started sniffing coke and shit. Like me per se. But you know what I'm saying? I just want you to tell people, you know what I'm saying, that, you're not a privileged background type of guy. And you came from the same circumstances that most of our youth come to today, and explain to them why and how your life can be a lesson. Because this is impossible for me. Even to be talking to you doing this shit is impossible for me on my side. And I'm truly blessed and honored. But for you to be where you are as a man today, compared to riding bikes on a hill, man, and talking shit with Lenny Rogers and you on Ewan and us fighting and arguing and doing stupid shit all day, quarter waters, walking to Miss Pools, to you being in the NBA and on the coaching staff of around superstars and mingling and doing your thing, man. And you did that shit on your own, man. I know you got your family and supporters, but man, that shit is impossible. There's not many like you. So just hit people with the background and let people know who I'm talking to. Because I'm going to let them.
I appreciate that, Rod. And, it's important to me, like, to have some kind of connection because, a lot of people don't see that part, you know what I mean? And sometimes you talk about it and you want to talk about it and people be dismissive of it. You can't even talk about it and explain it, you know what I mean? Like, we came up in a time, like, right in the middle of the crack shit. Like, and like dead ass in the middle. Like, that shit wasn't outside my door. That shit was in my house. You know what I mean? Like my bedroom was taken over. Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it was
crack vials.
It was what it was. Like, how I ate was we collected bottles. Like, that's what I was eating off of. Like, you know what I mean? And
me too.
I go over across the street with Mercedes and she give me a credit. You know what I mean? Or some, some ham and some, you know what I mean? Some spiced ham.
Yeah, I know how, how it used to be. You go over there with a note. You know what I'm saying? Say, hook us up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And like, I didn't know anybody who wasn't affected from where we was. You know what I mean? So at the time, it wasn't as bad because everybody around me, even when we even when we, played the dozens and cracked on each other's moms, it was kind of all right because our moms is just the same. Like, I'm not talking about your mom, but you and my mom's together yesterday.
Yeah. All in the same circle. And it wasn't personal because we understood. We understood exactly what it was.
Exactly.
It caused a lot of fights. You know what I'm saying? Fights and that shit. I know it changed my life forever. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Keep going.
No, it was crazy because you know what I mean? I went to I moved to Spring. I was born, I was raised in Nyack till 7 years old. So I was in a foster home till 7. At 7 years old, my mom's came and got me, brought me to Spring Valley. I started off on 2nd Avenue. I moved to the Hill, to UN Avenue at 9 years old. You know what I mean? My mom got caught up. She was selling and using. You know what I mean? Every dude that was in my life was a seller or a user. You know what I mean? They had me at special ed. You know what I mean? I had 2 teachers in the corner of the classroom my whole upbringing. You know what I mean? Like, basketball just happened to luck up and be an escape for me. You know what I mean? Because I ain't have no older brothers or nothing. So going outside, like, I was amongst wolves. You know what I mean? So, like you said, we was fighting every day. Like, you was fighting your friends, you was fighting your enemies. You go to Fred Head, you get into a fight. You go to 244, get in a fight.
244, the battles.
What? The little wood patch back there?
The woods used to get crazy.
So
we
it's
tied
like,
up back there.
So you know what I mean? I kept getting in trouble. My grandmother was over me. Like, you know what I mean? She was ready to kick me out. You know what I mean? So I kept getting in trouble so much. When I finally picked up a ball, it was like, you know, I got my first pat on the back. It was the first time somebody was proud of me. You know what I mean? And that's all I was chasing. I ain't wake up and say, oh, I want to go to NBA. I just found something that people wasn't yelling at me and telling me get the fuck out of here about. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Somebody patted me on my back and I was like, oh, I need more of that. So I kept doing it. You know what I mean? And, you know, I tell the story about how I even ended up, you know, really, really playing. I was at Kakiat, and 9th grade, I went out for the team. And I don't know if you was at Kakiat. I don't know if you still had DeCarlo over there. He was the basketball coach and the English teacher.
Yeah. That was, I think that was his name. Yeah, we won the championship in my time.
Yeah,
that was my, yeah.
He cut me and off the team. And I don't think it was so much to do with my skill. I think he just thought I was a troublemaker. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to be a good for his culture. You know what I mean? But at the time, I took it as if he thought I was garbage at basketball. And so I knew personally that I was better than at least half the people on the squad. And I wasn't even that good. I was just athletic as hell. So I took that personal. I was like, I'm going to prove to him that I'm better than everybody he kept. So I just kept playing and playing and playing. And, like, I always had a ball in my hand. It was just where I was safe at. You know what I mean? Like, you know, every time I was with Ronnie Street, I got in trouble. You know what I mean?
Ronnie Street, shout out to Ronnie Street.
My God, but, like, he kept me in trouble. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Ronnie's mischief. Like, he was mischievous. He was like the smart guy that did bad shit. You know what I'm saying? So much talent, man. I actually love
it.
Today. But we have the same birthday. And Ronnie's one of the smartest guys you can never meet. And back then, he was real neat because we was in the hood. We was sloppy. And he used to have, like, khakis and polo shoes. And he used to hang with us. And
he had a good fam. He had his big brothers, you know what I mean? His pops was on Rose Avenue, you know what I mean? Miss Webb, like, she took care of him, like, you know what I mean? But
yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, but I was a dirty little nigga. Like, I could, you know what I mean? I could come around. Like, I ain't have, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's right. That's right. Coming from a dusty background, broke, roaches, welfare cheese. Like you said, sometimes even though people had sympathy on you. This is real life conditions. And we're not even playing this up. This is not a rap song. This is real life.
My man right playing it down.
Huh?
If anything, was playing it down. Like, you know
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw addicts, like, fucking OD in my living room. You know what I mean? Like, I come from the era when I came out the bathroom at 1 o'clock in the morning, my mom stand by the door and be like, you better piss. I better hear something hit the toilet.
Word. Oh, man. Yo, you're right about that shit. It's such a hard thing. I don't even know how much to talk about because it's such a sad thing and but it's such a positive thing to see. And I want kids to know, man, that these things are impossible, but they're not impossible. You know what I'm saying? Because these people are impossible and they showed you the way to make it, how to get there. And the Greek grind. When I look at your story, I think about the constant grind. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at childhood, like you said, where we came from, how bad it was, how you didn't start out wanting to play ball, how you wasn't the flashy kid, you know what I'm saying? And then just high school or whatever the case, you got cut in junior high, you know what I'm saying? Carlo put me on 7th, left me on, what's that, 7th, 8th league? Remember that shit? Yeah, when you had 5 quarters, you could play like 3. Word. Yeah, on some attitude shit, took cats like Sean Lawson. Shout out to Sean Lawson, my brother. He's a good guy. But he was never nice, but he was just a good guy. You know what I'm saying? And too, Lenny Rogers, he hurt Lenny's career too because Lenny was, he thought he was, Stephon Marbury in the hood back, and he kind of won, but it really didn't translate on court on under the whistle. But he fucked him around too. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't let him up, but he let Jerome and Kev play night, and that was a big deal too.
Exactly.
They're 1 year older than me, but you probably was 1 year older than him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So
what ended up saving me was actually is like sometimes like your biggest misfortunes end up being your biggest blessings, and you don't even know why. That's why I believe in God like so heavy, because like, you know what I mean. So what happened was my 9th grade. I don't know if you remember Lucian, Haitian cat.
Lucian, yeah, he's a shout out to Lucian. He does he's a trainer right now. I got seen Lucian a couple weeks ago. Matter of fact, I just passed him. He was driving a Lexus. He's doing good.
That's what up, yo. So
he's a good guy, man.
He
Shout
don't
out
even
to
know,
Lucian.
but he saved my life, yo, because
he's gonna know now.
Like in Spring Valley, like I had no plans, like no future. I wasn't thinking about going to college. Like I wasn't even going to school. Like, you know what I mean? I go to school half the day. I show up at lunchtime. Like, you know what I mean? And nobody cared.
How did you start going to school though? Like,
look, I tell you. So what happened was I got into a fight with Lucian over some bullshit, right? And like they jumped me, like him and his boys. Even some niggas from the top. You know what I mean? Like they was trying to stomp me out. Like I did some
top niggas do that.
Yeah, they was down with Lucian, like on some other shit. Like I'm telling you,
Lucian
like,
was kind of like he had a little following, son.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I thought I was fighting this one. I was like 8 or 9 niggas. Like
yeah, he had a little following. Keeper had a little fat ass. Remember Keeper?
That's how the shit started. Because Keeper was cool, and he told me not to talk to her no more. And so he saw me on the bus talking to her. So he was like, on Monday, because it was a Friday and we was getting on the bus, he was like, on Monday, I'm fucking you up. Don't come to school. So Monday, I show up to school at lunchtime like I always do. Not even thinking about him. I forgot about this shit. Niggas was like, yo, Lucian looking for you. Look at, like, and if you remember Cat, it was all glass. So you could sit in the class in the hallway and see. So he coming down the hall with about 8 niggas, right? So he show up, you remember the glass panels on the
All
door.
the Haitians.
All the Haitians. They fucking
groupies.
As soon as I come out.
I know, you know what I did.
Soon as
it was rough. It was rough.
We came right out. Boom, boom, boom. We tore the shit up, right? So what happened? I don't know if you remember Scooter, rest in peace.
Oh fucking yeah, Scooter's a big part of my life, man. You know what I'm saying? I got went to jail, ended up shooting people. It all started because of Scooter.
That was my so he
jail when he died. I was like, damn, Scooter fucking was a big part of my life, man.
Yeah, so that was my guy. So he came up and he was like, yo, who jumped you? We're going to get the news right now. Because I didn't even go to the office yet. By the time they broke it up, everybody scattered. So we went around the hallways. He got his crew, because I didn't even have a crew. Like I didn't even have a crew. You know what I mean? Scooter got his crew, all the dudes from what's the name?
Avon.
By Kakiak?
Avon.
All the Avon dudes. And they was like, yo, show me, point them out. So I went around school just pointing niggas out. Like he was there. If I thought you was there, you might have been watching, but if I thought you threw a punch, like we jumped you. So we took the whole school the rest of the day. So I got suspended.
It was a big deal.
I got suspended for like 2 weeks. But after I left, the fight kept going.
If you get suspended for 2 weeks, this was a big deal. So did this turn out? Like, you know, I'm the man. I get suspended all the time. So when you get shit like that, you officially a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't my first offense.
yeah, that's why. You got more. Some people got less, and you was probably mad as a motherfucker. Like, yo, we did the same thing.
Exactly. So they suspended me for 2 weeks. So the end of the first week, I get a call. My grandmother, she's like, yo, Larry, they fight, they tearing the school up. Get your gang to stop, or we're gonna expel you. And I'm like, yo, I don't even know who's fighting. Like, I don't got no gang. Like, you know what I mean? I can't stop it. I don't know who's still going. I can't give an order to stop. I don't know who's still fighting. So it was like, if you don't, stop it, they're gonna expel you. So my grandmother was like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm sick of
on
this
some mental society shit. Boy, you got to go.
That's exactly how it went down.
You got to get out of here. The Lord shall be your shepherd.
That's exactly how it went down.
Yeah.
And so my mom's had burnt down our apartment across the courtyard, or 63 units. She burnt that shit down. So she was over in Nyack with her father. And so I used to go over there and hang out, you know what I mean? And, stay over there and hang out with the night niggas. And my mom.
You know, I never knew you was from Nyack. I'm mad that you rep Nyack all the time. Like, this nigga's from the hill, nigga. Fuck is he talking about Nyack, all this Nyack shit?
Yeah, so, but my mom is Nyack.
But now you told me you was from Nyack and went to the hill.
Yeah.
At 7 years old, that's all you know. From then on, if I knew you since 7, that's life, nigga.
That's life. That's life. Exactly.
You was older though. You was older than me. So you came to the hill, and I'm thinking I knew you since I was like 1 year old right now, nigga.
We was both pretty much babies. You know what I mean?
All right. So
then,
good.
I moved over to Nyack in 10th grade, and I had a growth spurt. I grew from like 5'10" to like 6'3" from 9th to 10th grade. Like just out the blue. You know what I mean? And I was already hooping. I was already an athlete, playing football and everything. And so all the stuff that I was doing in Spring Valley, all the basketball playing and stuff, I went over to Nyack, and it was like cake over there. You know what I mean? They was hooping a lot. And so when I got there, I met the kid, Chester Phelps.
Chester Phelps. I just seen him the other day. He showed me some weed, I believe. Was that Chester Phelps?
No, Chester don't sell weed, but he worked for
It wasn't Chester Phelps, my bad. I got a mixed up with that one guy. Hold up. I'm glad. Take that off record. It was somebody from Nike. I forgot. That was Boop something. Boop's brother.
Yeah.
You know I'm talking about?
Touche.
I can't, cause I got Instagram names right now. I'm using Instagram. You know, Boop, that's not a name though, but that's the name on Instagram. My bad.
Yeah.
Noriega. I got my Noriega moment today. Chill out.
So I met this dude, and this dude, like, he had Tim's on, but the dude was on in all honors classes, right? And he played ball or whatever. And so I'm hanging with him, and I remember the moment my life changed. I tell you the exact moment. Now, mind you, I'm fighting every day, like coming from Spring Valley, Nyack, and they got a Haitian Black American war going on. So now I'm fighting the Haitians every day. So now I'm fighting every day.
You all fought the Haitians.
I'm leaving Chess House, and we going to get some Chinese food, and it's a big fight in front of the convenience store. I'm like, yo, the niggas is over there fighting. Let's, we gotta go rep. And he like, yo, that don't got nothing to do with us. Mind your business. Let's go get our food, go back to the crib. And a fucking light bulb went up in my head, yo. Because I was like, yo, I don't even know who fighting. And ain't nobody over there, whoever it could possibly be, is going to run over here if I was fighting. And the difference was, Chess wasn't scared. He did not go over there because he was scared. He was smart. And I was like, yo, I do got a decision. I do got a choice. I don't got to go over there and get involved in that shit. Like, you know what I mean? And then at that moment, I started, because every time I saw a fight or saw a commotion, that was my first, I was trained. I was like mentally trained to go get involved. Like, you know what I mean? Go see what's going on.
Absolutely. That's how we all was.
That's how we was.
And it's funny that you have that perspective, because I didn't see that way. Like, so this is when we was raised. And when we seen trouble, we jumped into trouble. And that's the most stupidest shit in the world. And that's crazy that you had that conscious thought way back then.
Yeah, and it was, because that's what it was. It was like, I know somebody over there. Let me go see who it is. You know what I mean? Somebody over there I know. I'm going to go see what's going on. And Chess was like, yo, that don't got nothing to do with us. And that's when I was like, yo, that's when it was like, yo, I got a choice. I got a fork in the road. I can go get this Chinese food, or I can go get involved in this bullshit. And I was like, yo, I got a choice. I'm going to go get the Chinese food. Like, you know what I mean? And so I started hanging with him real heavy and kind of veered away from the I veered away from the trouble and started hanging with him, and then it was just hooping every day. And then I started, you know what I mean? I started meeting people that started taking me out of Rockland to play ball. And like, hold on, my guy. And then everything really went crazy when I went down to the city and became a gaucho. That's when I started playing with the Stephon Marburys. And like,
so was Paul around that time?
So Paul was around, right? And Paul, like, that's my guy. That's my heart. Like, you know what I mean? But he take a lot of credit for shit he wasn't really.
Everybody's like, everybody that went to the gauchos, he was right there. So yeah, he take the credit.
But he was heavy. But the dude that took me was a white dude. Like, it was funny. I'll tell you the story. His name was Dan Berkowitz. And we was hooping, you know what I mean, around night. And this dude was following me in a car. I kept seeing a car everywhere I was. And so I told my homeboy, I was like, yo, this dude following me, yo. he was like, yo, let's run up on him. So he ran up on him. Was like, yo, what the fuck? Why you following us? Like, what you want? He was like, yo, I don't want no trouble. He was an older dude. He was older than me, about 5-6 years older than me. He was like, yo, I see Larry. I think he got a big future. I want to try to help him. And so a lot of people said that shit and left me on my doorstep. Never showed up. So I was like, whatever, man. I gave him my number. He told me to be somewhere at a certain time. I showed up. I didn't expect nothing. He took me down to the city. It was about 300 people in the gym. And it was a tryout. It was 300 people. And I didn't know nothing. I was just hooping. I didn't even know who the Gauchos was. I know I heard of them, but I didn't know what they could do for me. You know what I mean? And so I went down there, and it was a 3-day tryout, like over the weekend. And at the end of the day, they took 4 people out of the 300,000. Every day they sent people home. At the last day, it was 4 of us, and I was one of them.
Shit was on some American Idol shit.
Yeah, pretty much. But I wasn't even thinking about it. I ain't had no pressure because I was just hooping. I was just like, I'm just not, you know what I mean?
And you wasn't the star that you became yet.
Exactly. Like I had nobody was after. I didn't have no target on my back. Like, you know what I mean? I was just a long legged kid just playing. You know what I mean? I was just loving it, like just having fun. And the niggas kept inviting me back. And then my first big tournament, I'm playing with Felipe Lopez.
Felipe, remember Felipe? Felipe was supposed to be Michael Jordan, man, but he still overcame enormous odds. Shout out to Felipe.
He was with LeBron James.
He had a big career, but Felipe was supposed to be Michael Jordan, man.
Yo, he was like LeBron James of like how LeBron had all that high school hype. That was Felipe, like, you know what I mean? And it was all well deserved, like, because the dude was incredible. You know what I mean? And Stephon Marbury, like Charlton Clark, all these dudes is hooping, and I'm around them every day, and I'm playing with them, and all they talking about now, they talking about, oh, I'm going to this college, I'm going to Georgetown, I'm going to UMass, I'm going to Syracuse. And then so I'm like, okay, I'm here with them, and they're talking about the college. I guess I'm going to college too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, it was the way I was thinking.
That's a positive outlook. You got good company that I'm going where y'all going.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good to see you are who you hang around. See that? You looked around, you seen stars, and you said, well, fuck it. I'm a star too.
No doubt.
Same thing.
No doubt. And it's like my first time on an airplane, I went to Hawaii. That was my first time on an airplane. My first time ever leaving New York on a trip to Hawaii.
You was a kid.
As a kid. I'm still in high school.
And let me tell you something. I have never been to Hawaii. And from my background, going to Hawaii would have been like on my bucket list as a child, growing up top. You know what I'm saying? And you a kid, and you going to Hawaii on your first trip, not to North Carolina, Hawaii.
The shit was happening so fast, I didn't have time to make dreams. My dreams was happening before I was making them up. Like, you know what I mean? And it was just crazy. Like, and I'll tell you something else, man. I'll talk about this, man. They talk about everything that's going on with like institutional racism and all that stuff. I'll tell you this. I mentioned about being in a special ed class coming up, you know what I mean, when we first started talking. And they put you in there and they forget you. Like, nobody wanted to help me. Like, you know what I mean? It was like,
absolutely.
Like, I didn't have homework. Nobody cared. Like, nobody wanted to help me. Like,
and nobody wanted to help you get better either.
Nah, they put you in school suspension for whatever. Like, you know what I mean? But when I start dunking, now I got tutors.
That's a fact. I went through that. But I know your shit was on a huge scale. But yeah, I talked to a lot of athletes, like the ones like Marcus Larkin. Remember how he was in high school?
Yeah.
And sometimes it turns people sour, and for you it didn't. But for him, he got turned off by the whole system and end up, you know what I'm saying, where we end up at. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so like, you know, it's that type of shit where it's like they put these black kids, and it came to a point where I was like, yo, I don't belong here. It was really retarded people in my class. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that now, but like, it was really mentally.
I know what you mean. You have people with a disorder. We're not talking about nobody condition, because we was in those circumstances. The people, government, school system placed us in those systems, and I was a victim to that too. So go ahead, continue.
You had no. If I had stayed in that shit, system, I would never have had a chance. You don't even take the classes that require you to move forward. Like, even if you do get through that, you know what I mean? And it was like, okay, 10th grade now, I get to Nyack, I'm dunking a basketball, And it was like my first game. I played a JV game, and I had like 35 points. I was so new to the shit that I scored in the wrong basket. You know what I mean?
Yo, we used to have jokes on motherfuckers that did that shit, man. We had a few friends that did that, but I think more people than that go through that shit, though, man. And just, but you had 35 that game.
I had 35.
You was like, scoring zone. You was gonna score any motherfucker.
And we won by enough. We won by enough, but those 2 points I gave him didn't even matter. I could have gave him 20 more.
Yeah, I'm on fire. I'm shooting everybody basket.
So it's like, and so, you know, I went up to varsity after that, you know what I mean? And let me rewind for a minute, man, because I want to shout out to Martin Luther King Center, man, because through all this.
Martin Luther King.
Yep. And Stella Mars and Nate and Steve Watson and all those guys down there, they was role models as men that I had, and they try to keep you out of trouble. And when I say I had no help and no tutors, they did try to help you. They did try to put you on the right path, because I definitely wasn't getting it from school. But they was teaching me about Black history, about, you know, we had the T-shirts that said, I'm somebody, I'm intelligent, you know what I mean? I'm special. And like, you see that every day and you start to believe it. Like, you start to have some self-worth, man. So you know, I'll talk about my organization a little bit, but that's a big reason why I started my organization. So your talent as a basketball player is already like taking you places. You're seeing things, you're around people, and then your mindset changes. And I want kids to know, like, don't get sucked into your surroundings, your circumstances. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got a talent, your talent can bring you out. Here this all, you was a kid back then. And it's just grown man thoughts. You know, I'm 47 years old, spent my life in prison, and I'm trying to do everything under the sun to change my life before I die. And, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just having these thoughts now. So your conviction at a young age, and I want kids to know. I actually wanted to start a gym like that concentrated on athletes, but troubled athletes, to keep their mind, because I believe that intelligence comes in different forms. And we have to direct that energy. And we got to have people that focus on directing that energy when the school system is not working, when they have certain talents and believing in certain gifts. So I actually wanted to do that coming out of the joint at one time. But I want to say that, you know, your mindset at that time is still a mindset that people should have all over, no matter who you are, no matter what age. So when your talent brought you just that fast, only you just scored 35 points, you know, met a few people, and already you're there. You're right there. All right, I got a lane right here. And for me, even when I fucking think about it, like, you know, even when I was like asking you that, yo, can I interview that? And then I had to really think like what your life was. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. And I want people to know how crazy this is. You know what I'm saying? This is a crazy thing. And it's not like, you know, with the other story I was going to do, I'm still going to do it whenever he has time, but the NFL just picked up Philip Bogle. But he didn't come from that type of background, you know what I'm saying? But he did come from an immigrant background, which is a different struggle in itself, and that's impossible. And even you, man, yeah, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so even honored to even know you. So, but let's get back to you, because I don't want to get my champs moment, because I get that, and I know you guys. It's all love, and I appreciate it, man. It's one thing I'm sure I talk about all the time. It's really easy to mess up when nobody cares. You know what I mean? When you don't think nobody cares, it's so easy to mess up, man. And that's what I grabbed with the basketball. Is like, you know, people start caring. And so it's like, I'm going to hold on to this. You know what I mean? It was something that I love doing. It was something that made other people happy, something that made my mother proud. You know what I mean? But one thing I say that I was definitely blessed is that, like, God bless the child that knows what he wants to do. Whether it's a doctor or a ball player or a rapper, or, you know, if you got something, a goal to do something, you got to hold on to that shit tight and don't let nobody separate from you. You know what I mean? And when I say don't let nobody separate you from that goal, it may not be somebody saying, coming straight out right and saying, oh, you can't achieve that goal. But how they separate you from it is have you doing stuff that is going to separate you from it. You know what I mean? It's contrary to what you really believe in and what they see your natural talent to be. And, you know, people take advantage of certain talents and manipulate it in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? We've seen in plenty of movies, we've seen drug dealers take advantage of ball players. We've seen all that. So people manipulate your talent. And it's the same thing. You can fight, and you got skills, you can talk. All these things can be manipulated, sometimes not by people, but sometimes by society.
and sometimes it can be going in the wrong direction. But there's still talents, and no matter what it is, I want people to know that you can change it around. Those same talents that made you do or whatever bad you can do, you can change that thing around and put it towards something positive. But here's a man that realized that as a child, and that's what we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach the youth and get them on this mindset right here, because your story is not easy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an easy path. Like if we look you up now, it looks easy. But and you know what I'm saying? That's the shit. I'm still blown away by the shit. You know what I'm saying? Sitting here, like, you know, you get the nostalgia of talking to you right now. You know what I'm saying? I could say it, you know what I'm saying? But we talking. So you at Fresno State College. You got such a journey, you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. So you know what I'm saying? So get to Fresno State. I gotta get that. I gotta get the message. I gotta get overseas. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know you got things to do. I gotta get the.
No, we got a lot to talk about. I'm all good. I made this time for you. I made this time for you for this platform.
And I thank you. I appreciate it. I think this you gonna put me on right here. This is gonna help me. And I appreciate it. Not only that, I get to tell a story, and I get to tell a story from our point of view, and that's the main thing. I just want people to know that life is real and things are real, but you don't have to stay stuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got into those mindsets. I got there. You know, I was stuck in certain mindsets. And even now, I'm trying to break certain mindsets. Like the people that got those mindsets that I was with when I was doing those things, they're still trying to keep me there. It's like, no. And I'm really literally like, no, I don't want to do it no more. And it's like, yo, I'm 41 now. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't waste time. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. Direction is important. Knowing what you want to do is important. Knowing how you feel is important. Knowing why you feel it is important. And be open-minded to get help in the direction that you need to go. If you have any type of problems that distract you from your dreams and your purpose in life. Excuse me.
No, all good. One thing I add to that, man, is like, you know, when you have a gut feeling and you feel something not right, like listen to your gut. You know what I mean? We're talking to the kids, like listen to your gut. If your boy is saying, yo, we need to go do this, like, and you know, damn, this shit ain't sitting right. Yo, hold on one sec. I got my young boy. One sec.
It's highly dysfunctional, baby. It's highly dysfunctional. Shout out to the real. It's highly dysfunctional. We got Larry Abney, assistant coach of the LA Clippers. They just had a highly dysfunctional loss in the second round, and it describes 2020. And the people want to know, like, what really happened. Was it the bubble? Was it the circumstances? Was it just people just not in the mood to play basketball? But one thing's for certain, they was too talented to go home in the second round. But this really happened. So I'm talking to Larry Abney, which is a childhood friend of mine, and we're talking about life, we're talking about basketball, and we're also delivering messages to kids. And I just want people to know that it's okay to get help and get the direction and say that you want to be better in life. And it's okay to do that, man, because I didn't know that shit. And that's what we're talking about.
No, 100%, my guy. And I was just saying, I got a 4-year-old in here, man. When he says jump, I got to jump. Like, you know.
I know how the kids be. I got 21. Mind your business. Don't worry about the real number. Mind your business. I'm not talking to you, Larry. I got 21 kids, too. Mind your business. Subscribe to Highly Dysfunctional so I can take care of them.
There we go. 100%. So Fresno State. Whoa, that's a whole nother.
Jerry Tartanian. This is big. This is big because he was in UNLV, had historic championships, and he's one of the most winningest coaches in history. And now you find yourself after dominating Nyack High School in Rockland County, New York, and we're going to touch about that a little bit more. If we don't, I'm sorry, because we got to move this thing forward. He has such an extensive story. You can really make a move. I'm really talking about drugs, addicts, and people say this shit all the time, but this is not a joke. This is not a lie, and we really did this. So now we have Fresno State. You find yourself there.
Yeah, so I originally committed to Texas. I was going to Texas. And
what made you change your mind?
So I'll tell you. So Tark had just got fired from UNLV in '92, right? They had just won a championship '91, '92. He was out of there, right? They got him out of there. But if you remember the starter jackets, like everybody was, you either had Georgetown or UNLV.
I had the Bengals one. I didn't have a good one. I had the Bengals. Me and Lee Rogers had the Bengals. I gotta say his last name because I want him to know. You had the Bengals too. It was $90. We didn't have the good shit.
Yeah, all right. But here, we'll say this: you either wanted UNLV or Georgetown. Like those are two.
Right. Georgetown was the shit. Jerome had, shout out Jerome Gales. He had the Georgetown starter jacket. You just made it highly dysfunctional for having the Georgetown.
So we was like, so I was going to Texas, right? So then Tark got the job in Fresno, and my people's the guy Dan Burkus who looked out for me. He was helping me do my college shit, right? So he was like, "Yo, Tark is going to Fresno. He's back now, mind you, like running Rebels." I'm like, "Yo, I want to play for Tark." You know what I mean? And so he reaches out to them, and they're like, "Yeah, we know who he is. We want him too." So I'm like, "Cool." I don't know where Fresno is. All I know is California. And I ain't even been to California. So I'm thinking everywhere in California is LA, right? So I'm like,
yeah, that's what I would think.
You know what I mean? So
as a kid, that's what we think.
I'm like, yo, I'm going to play for Jerry Tarkanian in LA. Like this is love. This is everything, right? So I get out, I get on the plane, I fly to LA, get off the plane to LA, and they're like, you gotta take another plane. So I get on a little propeller airplane.
Plane or whatever it's called.
Exactly. So I'm on that bitch for 40 minutes and I land in the middle of nowhere. When I say in the middle, like I thought we was crashing because when we was landing, I ain't see no city. Right? So I get there and I'm like, yo, what the fuck did I do? Because I actually signed my letter before I took my visit because I was so excited.
You just said Jerry Tarkanian. That was your real reason for going in.
That's Jerry Tarkanian was my every reason.
Quick question, because I want to know, because Texas is such a big school, especially at that time, and that's just, I remember the 90s, everybody would have been honored to go to Texas. And you just think about Texas now with the big booty chicks, and it's like, God damn, whoa, you turned that down. So it's like, you regret it, because that's a hard plan for a coach like Jerry Tarkanian. And do you think you probably benefit a little bit better if you went to Texas? I have my own thoughts. I think you should have went to Texas, but you here now, so it doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Because Fresno State, I think Jerry Tarkanian put them on the map, kind of.
Like I never heard of Fresno. I had no idea what Fresno was, but I knew who Jerry was, and I knew what he could do, and I believed in him. And I was like, yo, I want to be a star. Like he gonna have wherever Fresno is, he gonna have that shit popping just like he did UNLV. You know what I mean? UNLV not a big
UNLV be nothing since then.
You know what I mean? Exactly. They wasn't a big school either. So I'm like, I'm going to play I'm not going for the school. I'm going for Jerry Tarkanian, right? And so,
and rightfully so.
And I get there, and it was crazy. Like as soon as I get off the plane, it's like, you know, I got cameras in my face. Like it's mind you, this is from UN Avenue. Like you know what I mean? Mind you, from UN
Avenue, real slumlord shit. Welfare cheese behind the back, free lunch.
In the hallways.
yeah, crack valve. This is the 80s. This is the 80s. And I know you say Rockland County right now because of the camera era. In the 80s, we was no different from the Bronx, Brooklyn, or whoever, just on a smaller scale. I seen everything as a child growing up on the hill. And
bodies, I seen gunshots going outside my window, all that, everything. So
and it was great fun. It was great fun too. I don't want to say
amazing.
Compared to my life now, that was great. That was great. I'll never forget it.
Prepared me well. So I get off. I got like camera, like a whole news crews. I got everybody waiting for me to get off the crowd or get off the plane. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, like this is for me. Like it's like,
it was for you.
This is for me. Like you know, Tark come over, greet me. Like you know what I mean. You start school, like, you know, you go to introduce yourself to a girl. She's like, yo, I know who you are. Like, like, you know what I mean? And so,
you do everything.
That just crazy. Like, so that first year I had to sit out because I didn't have a math class or something. And then my sophomore year, we top 10 in the country. We got our own plane. Like, we got more gear. My apartment is bananas. Like, again, we talking about where I came from. The apartment I had, you know what I mean? We had the swimming pool, we had the jacuzzis, we had the laundromat in the joint. All this little stuff that come standard today was such a huge upgrade from where I came from. It was like, Like if I looked at it now, it's just a regular college apartment. It's a regular apartment in college.
Right.
But then it
so
was
far.
like,
You went so far.
it was, man, it was like, yo, if I don't get nothing else from here, I'm all right. Like, you know what I mean?
And I want kids to know that, you know, so much stigma with, oh, you can't play basketball. Everybody want to play basketball. But if that's your gift and you know that's your gift, don't let anybody to tell you from that gift. Do your grades, do the right thing, because I want you to be the best in whatever you do. Don't take all day or nothing you do. So, but if you can play ball, don't let people that never did that, never made it to that type of level, deter you from having that dream and from taking it serious. And that's I got to put that in real quick.
100%. Yo, I tell a quick story before I go back. Go back to 10th grade. We at the end of our basketball season, and we had our dinner. And one of the parents at the table, she goes, "Hey, Larry, you think about college? What college do you want to go to?" And I said, "I don't know. You know, I would love to go to like a Temple or something like that, or you know what I mean." And my high school coach at the time says, "Larry, come on, man, be realistic. Like,
It's a real story, not a rap song.
Be realistic, Larry. Come on, like, bring it down a little bit. Like when I say I'm embarrassed as hell. Like I got all these white parents sitting at the table, like you know what I mean. They face didn't change, but to me they all going, you know what I mean. But I knew what was ahead of me. I knew what I wanted, and I wasn't gonna, like you just said, I wasn't gonna let nobody else deter me because he couldn't do it. I wasn't gonna let him put his insecurities and his fears on me. You know what I mean? I want to go to a big school. I want to play with my name on my back, and I want Dick Vitale to do one of my games. Like that's my goal. Like
that's classic. That's the best that I ever did it, Dickie V.
Shout
out.
You know what I mean? So like you know what I mean. So all that did again was like more fire under me. You know what I mean? Again, to go on what you're saying, like you can't let other people project their fears, because that's all they're doing is projecting what they're afraid to do onto you. If they can't do it, then nigga, you can't do it either. If I couldn't do it,
right?
And like you can't let that rock, man. And you ain't gotta prove to them verbally in the moment. You ain't gotta get into a verbal argument and prove to them why you can. Just do what you're doing. Just keep grinding.
You prove it by doing it. You prove it by doing it. And if you do it, people will show up along the way and tell you you're doing. So as a saying, I think somebody said that shit. If you want your car fixed, all you gotta do is get out and start fixing it. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody to help you, just start fixing it. People are gonna stop you and help you fix your car. But if you sit in your car, people are gonna drive right by you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the saying. And I want kids to know that. You know what I'm saying? Dreams and stay after it. So we have Fresno, Jerry T. You doing your thing.
So
give me one wild story for how this functions.
It's all love, man. I'm playing with Ray Ralston, one of the New York City's best, you know what I mean, greatest legends.
I seen you yamming on Elton Brand one time. I was there.
That's what it is. We playing against Duke, you know what I mean? We playing against like all these great schools. Like we traveling around with our own plane. We in a situation where we should win a national championship on paper. We got like the best recruiting classes, like, you know what I mean? Actually, while Jerry was there, in the 5 years I was there, we sent more people to the NBA than any other school in the country, including Duke, Kentucky, like, and that's why I went there, like, for that experience.
So you got everything that you wanted from there,
including the kid.
That's where you had your first one at.
My first one. So.
All right, now we got fatherhood right here.
I bugged out. I get to Fresno in July of '95. My son was born
right away.
My son was born the following September.
Right away, you just ended it with it. So what happens? What goes down?
So I'm 18 years old. I got a kid. You know what I mean? I got a kid with me, and like my thought process was like, you know, whatever happens, I'm gonna make sure this kid is all right. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and mind you, I was lucky enough. I loved his mom. It wasn't a situation where, you know what I mean, I just slid through something and an accident happened. Like,
are you guys still together?
No. but I gave him my best shot. When I said I gave him my best shot, I gave him my best shot.
Hey, listen, I know how it is, man. I know how it is. But how long did it last, though? Because I know life had to get better from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what, man? We stayed together all the way through high school, all the way through college. And it was like, I did it so dirty because I was enjoying life, man. Like, mind you, again, we talk about where I came from. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got pretty much anything I want at my disposal. Like, you know what I mean? And it's hard to say no. You know what I mean? So I'm doing it dirty just based off of me trying to.
You don't give a fuck. Chicks are everywhere. You're balling, doing your thing.
Exactly.
Going.
So after I'm done, I'm like, yo, you know, she held me down. Like her mom's was like, you know, she helped us raise our kid. You know what I mean? It takes a village. And I'm like, yo, I'm dirty if I like, you know what I mean? I'm about to get paid if I just bounce. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, even though I ain't really think this was the one forever anymore, I'm like, I'm gonna marry her because I owe it to her. You know what I mean?
So you did get married?
So I married her, yeah. I married her after college. So that lasted quick. That went real quick for, you know what I mean? Just
hold on.
So those ain't the reasons.
All right, so it went fast?
Yeah, it went fast. It was it was disgusting.
All right.
So I go through college, man. We had some great years, man. Like it was amazing, man. Like I went to Fresno State with 7 All-Americans, seven high school All-Americans. And so my whole thing is like, you know, as far as scoring, it's dudes out there that's so talented. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one of the best scorers on the team, like, but I gotta stay on the floor. So I gotta find a niche. We had a dude named Tremaine Folks who he went to the league, but he was averaging like 14 rebounds a game, right? So when he left, it was like, okay, that's a void that needs to be filled. That's how I'm gonna stay on the floor. I'm gonna do what he did, and all the scoring and stuff, I figured that part out later. Like, you know what I mean? Because we got people who can do that. And so I just started rebounding. That became my niche, man. Like this nigga get every rebound. You know what I mean?
So yeah, you was on some Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace, and that was your portion to play D, block your shit, dunk on you, and help the team win.
Exactly, man. I fucked around one night and had 35 rebounds in the game. And it's an NCAA record, 20 years old. Nobody got it yet. And
that's the record.
That's the record. 35 rebounds.
My boy Larry got a record, NCAA, 35 rebounds. Go look it up, and I gotta say it loud. And that's this. And you should be proud of it. I can see like that's just.
It's ill because, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I got 4 boys right now. You know what I mean? And people still come up to me and talk to me about it in front of them. About it, you know what I mean? And, you know, to see them be proud about it, like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like, my pops is that dude, like, you know what I mean? And so, like, this is one of my, it's a great accomplishment, man. And it was awesome. And, like, that happened. And then so, at the end of Fresno State, it was like, okay, all right, what's next? I'm thinking I'm gonna get drafted. Like, you know what I mean? We go pretty far. We go to the tournament my senior year. We get bounced out. My agent's like, yo, you can go late first, early second, you know what I mean? But you can not go at all. Like, let's see what happens. So, long story short, I don't end up getting drafted. But on draft night, right after the last pick, Denver calls. They're like, yo, we're bringing you in as a free agent. Pack your shit. You know what I mean? You have a ticket here, so-and-so. So I go to
I tell people hold up a lot of times because I met a few players that made it that far, and they all, I feel like politics play a lot with the athletes, and they get from school placing and all this dumb shit. But yeah, just continue, man, because you have that much potential and see that you think that this is gonna happen, and you end up just saying, "Yo, come on, we get a tryout," or whatever the case may be. So go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so Denver calls and they bring me in, and it's pretty awesome, man. I call my guy Chester, man. They got me a big ass suite. You know what I mean? I'm staying in the hotel, and this is where I messed up at. I tell people all the time when I talk to kids at high schools, camps. I went to Denver, and my whole frame of mind was like, if I hide, they won't be able to see what I can't do. And that was probably one of the biggest mistakes that I ever made, because it was like, instead of showing them what I could do, I was like, I'll stay in the back of the line, and they won't see that I can't dribble that good, or I'm not a great shooter. You know what I mean? Like, I'll hide my stuff that I can't.
Hide your flaws instead of showing the good shit you do. So much, you know what I'm saying? Situating for the good shit instead of showing your flaws, or hiding from what you can do by looking at everybody else.
Exactly. And the ill part about it is they knew what I could do because they brought me there.
Right.
They needed a closer look at it. But I ain't showed them that because I was too insecure about what I couldn't do. You know what I mean?
And that happens. And that happens. And for me, I call that mind fucking. In a fight, I don't mind fuck myself. And now, you know what I'm saying? People don't know it's hard to get out of that. Once you get in that, and confidence, you know, we talk about, oh, that's grown, man. No, confidence, people can ruin your confidence, man. You have to fight to get it back. And when you get it back, it feels good. But sometimes it takes a while, man. It takes a while.
I mean, you got these dudes just stroking, just hitting, you know what I mean, 10, 12 3-pointers in a row. I can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, if I don't go, then they won't know I can't do that. So I'm going to keep staying in the back of the line. You know what I mean? Figuratively speaking, I stayed in the back of the line pretty much the whole camp, you know what I mean, in preseason. You know what I mean? So eventually they let me go, you know what I mean? And it was devastating, like, because now it's like this whole ride is like, oh shit. Like this whole ride from the day I left Rockland County, like I've been on this tremendous ride and it's like, oh shit, now it's the first time. It's my first time, I don't know what's next. Like
yeah, you gotta face some adversity.
Exactly. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And you go
hold up real quick. Yep. Real quick. I hope that the Zoom don't cut off. The audio's gonna cut off because we went live and they only give me 60 minutes. So we're gonna have part 2 because we're gonna finish this up. So we should be at a little bit 20 minutes over. Shout out to Real. We're going to part 2 because I still don't know how this thing works with this phone. So I'm gonna get everything complete for now. So go to track 2 right now. All right.
All right.
Right here, we make all the mistakes. All right, we still going. Go ahead, my brother.
Oh, good. Keep rocking, or you getting a new link, or what we doing?
We good.
All right, so it's like, it's crazy because it's like it's the first time I don't know what's next. Like, you know what I mean? Because even through all the adversity, it's like I was in school. Like my whole, you know what I mean? You know, you lose a game, or you know what I mean? You have a bad game, or something happens. It's like you still know what's next. You know what's happening tomorrow. When Denver gave me my plane ticket home, I didn't even know where I was going. Like, matter of fact, I didn't have a part. I gave up my part. I didn't have nowhere to go. I went and stayed with a girl.
You was pretty much homeless. Like, I'm going,
pretty much.
You weren't even playing. You weren't even playing for yourself, not being on the team.
Never thought about it. It never even crossed my mind. And I don't got no. Like, I got the little check that Denver cut me, which was next to nothing, and plus the per diem I saved. Like, I don't even got enough to like put down like a real down payment on the crib or nothing. Like, oh shit, like, like, oh
you got lower class money. So this is not like money. You don't got contract money. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like 9 to 5 money. You know what I'm saying?
So now it's like, yo, so I go back and I'm staying with a chick in Fresno or whatever, and I'm depressed or trying to figure it out. So my agent hits me. It's like, yo, you know, overseas we go. You know what I mean? So my first job overseas was Korea. And
how long did that happen? When did you got to Korea? How long before when you got cut, went home? How long was it before that happened?
So I got cut right before the first game in the NBA. So I think the games back then started like late October. I got cut right before the first game. I went through the 2 or 3 preseason games. I got cut before the first opening season, and then went home. I stayed with the girl for about. I was with her for about 5-6 months. You know what I mean? I was working out, half-ass working out. You know what I mean? Because I don't really got to go. I don't know what I'm working out for. You know what I mean? But I know I got to stay in shape, so I'm kind of staying in shape.
So you didn't really have confidence. You didn't know where you was going for real. You didn't see. After that, you was just like, yo, this is over with.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't even know what I want to do for a job. You know what I mean? I got a degree. I got a degree in speech communication, but I don't even know what my degree is, what it's for, really. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's a lot of college kids. That's from what I'm hearing.
You know what I mean? So it's
the
like
college thing. Yeah, so I know how it is.
I get the call. I'm going to Korea. I go over there, and when you talk about culture shock, I'm like, yo, they had us in this big campus. And from a basketball standpoint, it was love because it wasn't nothing to do. Nobody spoke English. They gave me a translator, and there was one other American over there who was older. You know what I mean? He looked out. And it wasn't really nothing to do. Just play basketball, and like I ain't come out. Like my whole thing was like I need to get in the league, so I'm not even tripping about what's going on outside of the Korea. Like you know what I mean? I do that for a couple years, man. I go to Korea. I went to Greece. I went to, and I'm having these great experiences, but I'm not really enjoying them because I'm not loving the situation I'm in. So it's like I'm taking it for granted. You know what I mean? I'm not getting out and seeing all the stuff these other cultures got to have. So when I realized, like, you know, I ended up in a couple other camps. I went to Boston, Dallas over the years. Went to their camps, didn't work out. And then so I get overseas and I'm like, yo, okay, I gotta start enjoying this. I gotta start, you know what I mean? Let me get outside, let me start learning, let me start, you know what I mean? And then I got to explore and I start meeting people and I start going out and like becoming part of their cultures and like learning about them. And it was amazing. Like I'm seeing the whole fucking world, Rashid. Like, you know what I mean? When you get
from dribbling to basketball.
From dribbling to basketball. So when you get a chance, check this out. Check out watch Sky's the Limit on YouTube. I put together a little thing about me overseas. It's called Sky's the Limit. And
I'm
so,
gonna check that out. I'm definitely gonna check that out before the joint come out. Yeah.
So I'm recording all this stuff and I'm overseas and it's dope. So then I get a call to go over to Australia. And I get to Australia, man, and now I'm in a place that speak English. Every team is on the coast, so I live on a beach. Like, I'm getting real paper now, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, now everything is loved. Now I love it here. Like, I'll stay here forever. I brought my oldest son at the time. I brought him over with me, so he's living with me in Australia. Like, it was awesome, and that's where the Birdman shit was born too.
I always wanted to have sex with an Australian girl. I wanted to talk like that from the movies. Butt naked, throbbing.
Yo,
I'm not making it to Australia with some chicks that talk like that, with that voice, and I'm butt naked with a lot of gray hair.
Hey, Rod, and the culture over there is different. Like over there, the women are the aggressors. Like they make the first shot. The women over there, you got it. When you go, you know how like over here the dudes is pulling on the girls' hands when they walking through the club and touching their elbows and the girls. That's how the dudes are over there. They're like, yo, get up. Like, let me see who I'm gonna leave with.
Oh, man. And because Americans are so conceited, they're so egotistic. We think that the way we do things is the right way and the only way.
The only way, nah.
And then you go see the other side of the world or read a few books and you see that people do things different. But Americans want to think that we all got to do things the way we do things over here.
Yo, America is so far behind, Rod. Yo, I tell you when I told you, like the music, the skinny jeans, everything from text. They was texting. I was in France when I got my first text. And I'm like, yo, why are these people texting me? Just call me. Like, and then I got back to the States and everybody was texting. Like everything I experienced overseas, I experienced it over there first. And then I come back home for the summer and then it'll hit over here. Like we late on everything. We think we first. We not. Like we the only ones who don't travel. We the only ones who only speak one language. Like we so far behind. Like our minds is like in this box that when you get to travel, like I tell anybody, if you get to travel, man, like don't pass it up. And it's crazy because people think you can't do it because it seemed like a million years away. It's closer to fly from New York to Europe than it is to fly to California. And cost the same. Like
yeah, I couldn't travel because I was in jail. Shout out to but now I'm free, you know what I'm saying? And then the COVID hit, and so I had to derail my I went on one trip. So now, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to go again and now I can't because now I'm scared. But now I'm like, fuck it. If we die.
You gotta go, you gotta get off the resorts, you gotta go meet people, you gotta go have some people show you like what the real is, like not the resort travel. Like you got, I mean that's cool and all.
You gotta see the country.
You gotta see how people live. Like it just open your mind to so much. Like it's like, you know, like they say, oh, you know, reading a book is like, you know what I mean, open your mind. Like traveling is probably the best experience you could ever have, man. Just having a conversation with somebody from another country. And understanding like their point of view. And
so you travel all over playing ball, mingling, and you had a beautiful experience. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't married at this time?
Nah, well, the first marriage I went through, we went to war. When I say we went to war, because the money got involved. And so it's like I took care of her, I took care of the kids or whatever. But the first crib I bought when I came back to Fresno, the first crib I bought was a 6-bedroom, and I bought a Porsche truck.
And that's major, because I'm still trying to get that.
And it was actually pretty stupid because it was just me. Like I didn't need all that. But but
Yo, did you play with Mike Mack?
You said what?
Did you play with Mike Mack, or Mike Mack is under you?
Yeah, Mike Mack was younger than me, but he played on my squad. Yep.
Yeah, I was just at Mike Mack house, and Mike Mack got some big old shit with a movie theater, and I was over there like just so impressed. I started to do an episode of MTV Cribs, but I felt inappropriate because But shout out to Mike Mack. Me and him is cool today, and yeah, I just brought that up because I know he's from Nyack, and he had a pretty good career too.
No, that's my guy. Yep, he played with us. He was a sophomore my senior year. I think he won at the county center with us, or my junior year. So he went at the county center with us. Yeah, he went on and played D1 football. Yeah, I mean, Mike Mack, yeah, he did his thing.
Nah, he was pretty good. He was fucking good, man. He's a tough guy, man. He punched me in the face one day. So I always, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got away. He punched me right in the fucking temple, and I had to play football that weekend. And I'm trying to explain to people like, yo, my temple was swollen. You know what I'm saying? And your eyes start hurting. And your eyes start hurting. You know what I'm saying? When you get punched right here, it's like,
I'm hit, man. You ever caught the earlobe joint? Your whole earlobe swell up?
I'm so thankful that I got in trouble, so I didn't get the chance to get beat up like that. But yeah, that's nasty. When they got that earlobe function, it's a nasty thing, man. It's a nasty, nasty thing. I'm glad I don't have that.
No, for sure.
So we out across seas. You're experiencing the women. You're experiencing the life. You're making a living. You're making a decent living at what you're doing. You're buying cribs. You got Porsches. So you're going through life. How many kids you got?
I got 4. Well, today I got 4 boys. At the time I had 2. Where we at? Where we talking about? I got 2. I met my second wife. She was from England, and she was playing professional volleyball over in Australia, actually. And so she was, I mean, a 6-footer.
I never had that experience.
So
listen, you hear about it.
6-foot athlete, you know what I mean? So now I got 2 boys with her, and these 2 are monsters. Like these 2 kids are monsters. They both gonna be crazy.
They balling and everything. They ain't in the basketball court.
Yeah, man. My 7-year-old, I know he's 7. Everybody think the 7-year-old is, but this dude is gifted. He's incredible. Like he's, man.
How is the let's talk about fatherhood, kid, because I got to capture everything. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about you being a father, you being a black man, coming from where you coming from, being able to experience both sides of the fence, and being a leader in, you know, whatever you're doing, and being the first of its kind in a lot of things you're doing, because I know you're playing around guys that have been through similar experiences. So as an assistant coach, you know what I'm saying, they got to be able to relate to that a lot, you know what I'm saying, because that's real shit, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to preach about it, talk about it. Like, I understand. I don't even have to, you know what I'm saying? And then you're dealing with the other side. You know, that's those kind of guys that didn't necessarily experience what's going on in the world today, what's happening, Breonna Taylor, Justice for George Floyd, people killed in the street. And then the thing is for me, which changed things for me because I did all that dumb shit, and I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, and I'm not trying to promote my bullshit. What I'm saying is I got kids, and we got kids. So let's talk to the kids real quick. How about being a father, and what do we got to talk to our kids about at today's time in 2020? Because life is so uncertain, and I don't really know what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm laughing. It's just like a nervous chuckle. But just talk about that real quick.
Yo, this shit is incredible, man. Like, my oldest son is 24. That shit is crazy. I can't believe it. Even saying that. My oldest son is 24 years old. My youngest is 4. You know what I mean? And, you know, 24, 16, 7, and 4. You know what I mean? And my 24-year-old pretty much was raised with me, traveled overseas with me, got to see the whole world and everything. Niggas is still in college. He's a college lifer. I don't know when he's going to finish. We'll figure it out. But one of the things I did is we do this. Like my 24 and 16-year-old, they both live in Fresno still. So what I do is we get on these podcasts and these Zoom calls, and we have conversations just like this, right? And I'm thinking about, you know, maybe publishing them, putting them out on YouTube. But it's really
you and your son?
Huh?
You and your son?
Yep, me and my sons, we do it. It's 3 of us.
That's a hell of an idea, man.
Yep. So
It's a good thing to do, and people need to see that.
and so what I do is I'm able to pass gems to them that I don't even know I got, but they pass gems to me too. Because at 16 and 24, they got a whole different perspective on what was going on out here. And so like my way is the only way. So they teach me too, and we had these conversations, and you know we talk about different things. Like we talk about where I came from, and we talk like you know I love my mom and my grandmother and the people before, and I know they had their struggles, but we don't got a lot to be proud about before that. But like you know, I was absolutely luckily blessed to be put in a position to change the you know what I mean, to stop the generational curse, and now it's their job to keep this shit going. You know what I mean? And so I put that on them, like, yo, I don't care if you a millionaire or whatever, like it's you need to be happy and you need to teach your kids how to keep this shit going. You know what I mean? And so we had these conversations and we talk about, you know, the Breonna Taylors and the George Floyds and the justice systems and what happens if you get stopped by cops, and you know what I mean, we have all these different conversations. And it's there's no manual to being a father, man. Like my whole thing is just like, you know, I'm honest with them, and you know I try and teach them the right way. I don't bring the hammer down and be like, you got to be this way. Like I won't let them fall. Like I got a net for them. Come here, my guy. Come here. Oh, come around here. Come around here. Come here. Don't be shy. Stop. This is my 4-year-old. He's shy, but he's a giant.
Hey, how you doing? I got a 3-year-old. Hey, 7-year-old.
You want to say hi? No, he's out. All right.
Trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to get on camera.
You ain't fucking with it. But like my whole thing is like just be a good example. Whenever I'm thinking about doing something crazy or doing something that's probably, you know, not gonna be a good look, I think about if I got to explain this to them, how am I gonna explain it to them? And that just kept me on the right path so much. Like, you know what I mean? Because like again, you usually got a choice before you do something. You know what I mean? And sometimes if you think you don't nobody care, it's easy to like, who cares? Who am I affecting? I'll go do this stupid shit.
Right, man. You hit home with a lot you said today, and I'm thinking a lot about what you're saying. So please keep talking.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, if I'm about to do something that's a little bit left, and it's like, this is funny, it might not hurt nobody, but just or not that 10% that I fuck up and just get out, I don't want to have to explain this to them. Like, you know what I mean? So you know what? I'm gonna sit this one out. You know what I mean? And it's like,
right.
I'm definitely not perfect. You know what I mean? I definitely done my dirt. I definitely done dumb shit. Luckily, none of it has, you know, put me in a situation where, you know, I had to answer to nobody. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell them, man. It's like, yo, just keep your freedom, man. Like, you know, like you can speak to it firsthand, man. Like when, like my brother, like me and my brother is super close right now, and he, I don't know, you know my brother James Daniels.
Yeah, I do know him. I don't know him, but I know of him. Yes, yeah. I know him.
Yeah. So you know, because of the situations he's been in, you know what I mean? It's been one of those situations where
he's younger.
Yeah, he's younger.
I was in jail when he was coming up, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, he just got off papers, and he had to answer these people for so long. And I talked to him about him. It's like, you know, look, this is all the things you have around you. It's not always look and see, you know, what is going right with people. Sometimes you can learn from people that's not that hit a wrong turn. You know what I mean? That hit a bump. You can learn from the bump they hit, and you can learn from the recovery they make. You know what I mean? Because now my brother's great. You know what I mean? He got businesses. Like he, you know what I mean? He's moving and shaking. And
he always been that type of guy. Though. See, that's what I think. See, you end up doing the wrong thing, and I try to tell people, and you know, people will try to make you think like that. They try to tell you. They try to keep you there. They try to keep you stuck there. And for you can believe it. You know what I'm saying? You can believe it, or you can don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? But you have the right people around you to turn that over. So now you're saying he's doing his own thing, got businesses. And for me, that type of mindset is something I don't even know him just from outside looking in. It's something we always seen. So it's about directing the energy into the right way. And that's why I try to tell kids, and even if we make mistakes because we can't reach everybody, whenever you get the chance to change it, all you got to do is stop. All you got to do is stop and go a different direction. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's how easy it is.
And the other thing is help somebody else. Like, you don't know how therapeutic, you don't know how much you're helping yourself when you help somebody else. Like, one of the things I teach kids is like, if I teach a kid a basketball move, right? And I got a group of kids, I'll get that kid that I just taught that move to, to teach somebody else. Because when he could teach somebody else that move, then he really know it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, true indeed. When you can teach somebody something, you can talk about it out loud. I always say, like when I read something, how I know it is I start telling you about it. Even if you don't want to, like I just call you and start running my mouth about the subject. That's how I retain it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to talk and see myself doing it.
And that's the same thing. And that's not just teaching a basketball move or a football move or a boxing move or nothing. That going with anything. Like if you got information that you can help somebody with, help somebody because you helping yourself. You know what I mean? You helping yourself every time you help somebody. Like, you know what I mean? And like, and don't think about how big it is, how small it is, or if anybody else see you helping. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. And that's what I try to do, man. We started this thing called Rock and Legacy. Me, Chester, Phelps, and Steve Canal. You know what I mean? We was 3 high school teammates. Steve is doing great. He's down in New Orleans, and he does follow him on Instagram. You know what I mean? He's an author. He got a book out, and
what kind of book is it? Fiction, nonfiction?
It's not. So basically, is what's it called? It's called damn, I got it around here somewhere. Damn, what's Steve's? I want everybody to know it. Let me look at it real quick. But and Chester works for ESPN right now, and we started this thing called Rock and Huh?
That's cool shit. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So the brand executive is his book. Is what he is. He's called
Brand executive. And what is that about? About business? Is about what?
It's about promoting yourself. Everything we're talking about right now, the last 20 minutes that we've been talking about, is all about that. About how to uplift other people and uplifting yourself at the same time. You know what I mean? Not just.
Man, I gotta talk to him too. I gotta talk to him too, man. See if you can help me out.
You got
I have a book segment. I'm trying to organize everything, but I have a book segment too. I would love to talk to him. Those things I'm saying, he can give me 15 minutes. I would love to see his book. I'll order it, and then I can read it, and then we can talk about it. And you know what I'm saying? I always like to inform people and keep people informed because people don't know I love to read, and I think everybody got to keep reading because shit is really weird right now.
Look up Steve Canal when you get off with me, man. Like the dude is incredible. He's from Nyack.
Steve Canal. Oh well.
And he's done amazing things, and he continues to do amazing things in the community. And then Chester Phelps as well. You know, my high school teammate, my best friend, my brother. You know what I mean? He's out in the city, but he stays in Rockland trying to help out, and he works for ESPN right now. And we started this.
Talk to him too, man.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta plug myself in, man. See if I can talk to the out ESPN. I gotta look this up, and I gotta see what's going on. But yeah, man, anybody doing major important things that the youth need to know, and it doesn't matter to me. I just want people to know that no matter where it's at, man, you can make things happen, man. And that's the only thing I'm trying to do with my life, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? We got to do something. We got to get back something. And your life, and if you can't get back nothing, sometimes your life can be a lesson or a testament to other people.
100%. 100%.
And another thing, my brother, after the Clippers, first of all, you're supposed to tell me about. There you go. So first of all, tell me about the book first.
So what we did, we started this thing called Rockland Legacy, and what we do is we bring back people, pretty much what you're doing right now. You know, talking to people. We bring them back. We bringing these guys back to the high schools. Like, you know what I mean? We'll ask 4 or 5 people who've done well. You don't gotta be a superstar. Just doing all right. Something that you can share, and we'll put them on a panel in front of kids at a high school. In Rockland County schools, and we'll have them talk to the kids and they'll have questions. You know what I mean? We're giving out scholarships. You know what I mean? We had some big stuff on the horizon before COVID hit. We was gonna take some kids to the Knick game, but we got some big plans coming up, man. And we got a IG page too, Rockland Legacy. Check it out. And it's
Rockland Legacy. I think I did. I think I glanced it one time. I don't know by accident or not, but I'm definitely gonna check it out. And you live out in LA right now. You're out in LA right now, right?
I'm in LA, yep. Mm-hmm.
What's next? LA Clippers next year. I know, you know what I'm saying, you got a busy off season. I don't know how it's gonna work because it looks short. Everything looks short.
We'll be back before January hooping.
Yeah. So it's just like it's kind of like if LA lose, then it's good because now you got the bubble champs. You know what I'm saying? If LA win, then it's like, oh, y'all underachieved. But if LA lose, then y'all don't look bad. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you. I mean, we look bad regardless, and we got to own that and come right back, man.
See, that's the coach of you. That's the coach of you. That's taking accountability and standing on it. That's what you and that's what you should say. That's what you should say. And so what's next for Larry? What's next for Larry Abney, man?
Man, just keep learning and growing, man. Like I'm in a great situation out here. I got a great staff. We got Ty Lue, Sam Cassell, Doc Rivers. I'm learning from the best. Jerry West. Hold on for a sec. Hold up. We got, Ty Lue, highly dysfunctional, yo. Yo, chill out.
That's exactly what life is, man. Like,
So these dudes that I'm learning from, man, I'm learning a ton, man. Like, it's been an incredible experience, man. I'm super blessed, and I'm gonna keep learning from them. Hopefully, what I mean, my goal by the time I'm 50, 52 years old is to have my own team. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep growing and climbing. Even if I don't make that goal, the journey, man, it's all about the journey. Set goals so you can enjoy the journey, so you can get that journey. If you get to experience that journey, man, that's more important than the end goal. Because the end goal, you think you know what you want. Half the time, it's not even what you think you want. It's the journey that it's about.
And you know what's funny? When I first looked at the story and I first asked you, and I was leaving little footnotes about your life and your story, and plus things that I already know. And it's like, that's what I said, man. This is a journey, man. This is a journey. This is a grind. And that's the point of me telling this story, because it's a grind, man. You see my guy, he went from the hill to Nye to the hill to a regular school. This is not New Jersey prep or whatever the schools are. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't start out, nobody trained him to be a basketball star at 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? He ended up, he started playing and he started following his dreams. He went to Fresno State, one of the most important colleges of our generation. Now you are a coach for the Clippers. You toured overseas. You got incredible life experience, and you got so much to contribute to our boys and girls growing up today, especially in this difficult time. I salute you, my brother. Thank you. We got amazing footage, and we got so much shit we ain't even get to.
So much. We can do this for a couple more days, right? Hey, Rob, I'm gonna tell you, man, don't stop what you're doing, my guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you're doing, like, it'll start with Rockland, man, and it'll go so much bigger. Like, we talk about my journey. My journey started off trying to be the best player that played in the cage. Remember the cage in the back of the hill? One way in, one way out?
Oh, yeah. That was the cage.
That was the cage.
I couldn't even play basketball back then, but yeah.
But look, this is that was all I wanted. All I wanted to do was to be the best in the cage. Once I did that, then I wanted to be the best in Smith Valley. Then I wanted to be the best in Rockland. Then I wanted to be the best in New York. Then I wanted to be the best in the U.S. Like, you know what I mean? It grow, man. Like, and I'm watching you do this from organic. You know what I mean? From organic. Like, don't stop, Rob. Like, you on to something right here. And like you said, man, it's the journey. You know what I mean? Set your goals, keep it moving, man. You on to something, and I'm gonna support you 100%.
Man, I thank you. I love you. We're gonna chop it up again. I got so much food. I'm excited. I'm gonna be up all night to put this together by the time people wake up. I love you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And shit, man, I so much you just did, man. You just put Highly Dysfunctional on the map. And I appreciate you, my brother. Peace and love. Shout out to the real. We gotta do the Highly Dysfunctional side off. We can talk on the phone.
Love you back, bro. You on Avenue, Slint Avenue all day.
Rockland County, Larry Abney, assistant coach to LA Clippers. Look up his story, watch this video, show your kids, be inspired to be great. Life is impossible, but the impossible happens. Thanks a lot, my brother. Peace and love.
My God.
I'm emotional. It's going to be so good. I'll talk to you later.
All right, my guy.